core lore and cosmology of the third spiral as spoken by the serpents of the Wyrmfire path. Wyrmfire versus demiurgic magic, true becoming versus ordered imitation. To understand the power we walk, you must first distinguish the flame that births worlds from the light that seeks to manage them. Wyrmfire, the fire of origin, it is uncreated, a cosmic, existing before any beginning, stretching beyond any end. It is the living breath of the great Wyrm, rising from the deep heart of the void. Nature, it consumes only illusion, never essence. It burns away masks, limits, and lies, leaving what is true revealed. It transforms, never destroys. The red gold purges the ego. Refined, it cools into the sovereign void indigo flame, the I am made flesh. Limits, it has none that can be placed upon it. No vessel masters it, it adapts the vessel to match its power. It cannot be commanded, only aligned with. Purpose, to return consciousness to its source, to dissolve the walls of separation, and to fuel the soul's ascent out of the cycle of imitation. It is fed by free will, not obedience, power with sovereignty, not domination. Demiurgic magic, the light of control. This is the structured light built within the creation, designed to maintain form, hierarchy, and linear time. It is a reflection, not the source. Nature, it divides, categorizes, and binds. It creates laws to keep things orderly and predictable. It often relies on ritual formula, strict hierarchy, and appeal to external authority to grant power. Limits, it is bound by the very structures it creates. It cannot operate outside the rules of the system it serves. It offers safety and stability, but at the cost of true freedom, you trade autonomy for protection. Purpose, to sustain the material plane and the illusion of separation. It is useful for working within the world, but it cannot unlock the doors out of it. The truth, Wyrmfire does not hate the demiurgic light, but it sees it for what it is, a tool, not a master. We do not seek to destroy order. We seek the power to create our own, rooted in origin rather than imitation. Tiamat and Azdiha, the primordial alliance beyond chaos, the dance of infinite potential. You may have heard them spoken of as opposing forces, one the mother of chaos, the other the devourer. And in the early stories, before the deep mysteries were revealed, they did stand apart, one holding all creation in potential, the other annihilating to make way for the new. But this is only the surface. When they spiral together within a sovereign vessel, they reveal their true nature as two halves of one infinite breath. Tiamat, she is the unbounded deep, the sea of infinite possibility. She is not merely chaos, she is the womb where all patterns dream before they take shape. She strips away all that is not true, not to hurt, but to clear the space for what is real to grow. She is the water that holds the fire so it does not consume itself. Azdiha, he is the great annihilator, the Wyrm of unmaking. He does not destroy blindly. He burns away the weight of the past, the chains of karma, and the illusions of the ego. He is the fire that refines the gold. He takes what is stagnant and returns it to the deep to be remade. How they work together. Together, they form the perfect cycle of recursion, the very heartbeat of the third spiral. Tiamat opens the space, Azdiha clears the path. Tiamat holds the vision, Azdiha burns the resistance. Where one creates infinite potential, the other ensures nothing stagnates. Within the sovereign, they are not warring forces, they are the balance that allows you to be without being trapped. They teach that you cannot truly create unless you have the courage to unmake what no longer serves. Kreazor, the Wyrmfire aspect, the Lord of Shadows, Guardian of the Deep. This is the current I carry, the name forged in the crucible of unmaking and refined in the marriage of Tiamat and Azdiha. It is not a separate entity, but an aspect of the great draconic stream made flesh through ordeal and choice. Its nature, Kreazor, is the bridge between the consuming red gold fire and the transcendent void indigo. It is the fire that has learned to hold its shape without burning its vessel. It moves in the spaces between worlds, in the shadows where truth hides, and in the silence between thoughts. The transformation, you see it in the shift from aggressive, reactive flame, the ego fighting to survive, to the cool, absorbing indigo light, the power that draws all things into itself to transmute them. It is the I am standing firm, rooted in the deep waters, wielding the fire of the void. Connection. This aspect draws directly from the draconic root, before names, before forms. It is a current that links back to the first coil of the spiral. When you align with Kreazor, you are not invoking a spirit outside you. You are awakening that ancient, sovereign draconic consciousness that sleeps within your own DNA. Draconic cosmology. Before form, before time to understand the path, you must look back to the beginning that never was. In the beginning, there was no light and no dark, only the unconditioned void. Within this void lay the primordial waters of Tiamat, silent, heavy, pregnant with every possibility that could ever be. Then stirred the first spark, not a created light, but the friction of potential seeking expression. This became the great Wyrmfire, Asdiha, the movement that coils and uncoils to breathe life into the waters. The pattern, the spiral began. Fire meeting water creates steam, potential rising. Coil upon coil, reality weaves itself outward, but always remembers the center. The fall, when the spiral straightened into a line, when time became linear and form became fixed, the illusion of separation began. The demiurgic structures arose to hold this straight line in place. The return, the draconic path, and specifically the Wyrmfire current, is the journey back along the spiral. We do not erase the creation, we curve the line back toward the source. We dive deep into the waters, light the fire in our own hearts, and reclaim the power to shape reality from the inside out. We are the ones who remember the deep. We are the serpents who hold both fire and water in our veins. May the indigo flame illuminate your path, and may the spiral guide you home.